Yo, what's up, guys? The Knicks are currently on a 4-game losing streak, and there is some trouble in New York as of right now. The Knicks are current 25-18, was the third seed in the Eastern Conference. Even though they are still the third seed, they've been struggling as of lately. They got blown out against the Mavericks, blown out against Detroit, and earlier of this year in January. And they lost to the Sacramento Kings, a team that they should have been able to beat, but they got beaten by Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan. Precious Achiuwa, they allowed him to ball out with 20 points. The Knicks, their defense has been so poor, and there is no defensive and offensive consistency when it comes to this Knicks team. Right now, they have a rating around 119.5, which is absolutely terrible, leading them a low tier in as a defensive rating in the NBA, ranking 26th in the last 10 games. That's why this is not the same Knicks team that won the NBA Cup championship. This team has changed drastically and is going on a downslide. Mike Brown has got to find a way to fix this team up and reverse this losing streak. Bring the Knicks back to their winning ways, because this is not the same team that we expected to see for the whole season. Jalen Brunson has still been doing most of a lot of work for the Knicks, and even though he had an ankle injury for a while, he hasn't really put up any bad numbers. The problem comes a little from Jalen Brunson, but it's mainly from the whole team, and maybe even from a coaching standpoint too, because this team does not have the same perseverance, integrity that was seen earlier in the season, and the effort is not there, especially on the defensive end. The Knicks allowed around 25 points from Max Christie in the Mavericks game last game when they got blown out. And Max Christie, he's a guy who's going to give the Mavericks 11 points per game, 10 points per game. He's not a big scorer, but because of the lack of consistency that the Knicks have on the defensive end, they allowed him to score so many threes, and the Knicks had poor closeouts. They were not hustling. They allowed too many easy shots, and that's what you got to expect to happen as an NBA top-tier team in the professional level. You cannot let players slip open like that, or they're going to make you pay. It doesn't matter if they're low-salary guys, low-rated guys, because they're still in the NBA for a reason. And the Knicks have got to play with some more effort and more heart. I like that Josh Hart came back, and he's been giving the Knicks a little bit of a boost, but not much, to say the least. Even on the offensive end, Karl-Anthony Towns has been struggling, and I'm not a person to put the whole blame on Towns. I put the blame on the whole team and on the coaching staff as well, because it's the organization as a whole that's the problem, and not just one player. Even though Towns hasn't been having his best games, he had 6 points against Detroit, 13 against Sacramento, and then 17 against Golden State, and all losses that came to the New York Knicks weren't great games, especially that Detroit game where he only played 22 minutes because the Knicks got blown out. But Towns, he's still got to figure out his shot, be more aggressive to the rim, but it's not only him, it's the rest of the team too. OG Anunoby has been having some poor shooting games. He's been shooting 30.6 3-point percentage in the last 10 games. With Mikal Bridges, he's only averaging 14.6 points per game in the last 10 games for the New York Knicks. Mikal Bridges should at least be averaging 17, 16 a game. And in all honesty, that's what the Knicks need from him. That's what they expected from him when they gave him that large contract extension going into 2029, 2030 for the Knicks. It's just this team that it's very poor right now, and they got to figure this out. This is a perfect game though to build back their momentum. They're playing the Brooklyn Nets tonight. This is a chance for an easy win. If the Knicks lose this game, there's got to be drastic changes right away, because they can't let it go too much further. I don't know if they'll go as far as firing Mike Brown, but that's a bit crazy for one game, even though Knicks it's more than one game. But there needs to be trades. Knicks definitely need a big move before the trade deadline, and they need to figure this out before they go into a bigger slump than they already are. And the cohesiveness, and the chemistry needs to be fixed in New York. The fans' energy has been there, and there's a reason why the New York Knicks fans have been booing the Knicks at Madison Square Garden. It's because they're putting poor efforts and poor performances out for the fans. fans that spend their whole hard-earned money to watch the Knicks play. Knicks got to play harder with grit and grind. There needs to be at least a bit of that, even though they're not a team that prioritizes that like the Miami Heat. But I want to see more defensive intensity against this Nets team. I want to see a blowout by the Knicks. That's what it should be. But if the Knicks lose to the Nets, get the changes right away. That's all I'm saying. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. What's your guys' thoughts on the Knicks? Peace out. Remember to subscribe.